All right, let's check out some insane facts with Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sure you like some cool science facts. I know I do. Let's check it out.
Do you know the pyramids in Egypt? They stopped building pyramids. I don't know if they ran out of pharaohs to build pyramids to, or they ran out of money. One day they stopped. Do you know the pyramid, the top of the tallest pyramid? Do you know what year we built something taller than that pyramid after that pyramid was built? It was in the Paris Expo. The Eiffel Tower was the first object we ever built as a species taller than the pyramids. So just because you're doing something in one period of time doesn't mean it will continue forever. In fact, one of my great fears is that you end up taking it for granted.
Either.
So I have a sample of aerogel in this office.
Really?
Yes.
I have never touched a sample of
You've
aerogel
never touched
in my
aerogel?
whole life.
Really?
Always wanted
This
to.
will be a first for Adam Savage.
Dude.
It'll be a first for everybody. What the hell is aerogel?
Aerogel is the most ghost-like solid substance ever spun.
And it's like 99.9% air, right?
Yes, higher than that.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So here it is.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
I said it's like a ghost.
It does look like a ghost.
Okay.
You brought a tesseract
Oh,
out.
Hang on.
I'm not really one for the
Oh
spotlight,
yeah, I don't have
but there
YouTube
is some
Premium.
gravy to be
I'm
had.
not paying for
You
that.
know, I always seem to get primo.
No
Hang on.
way.
Way. Okay. Look at that.
Oh my. Okay, that is one of the coolest things I've
It is
ever
like
seen.
ghost.
It is.
It's actually solid. Right? It's not flexible.
Right.
It's very brittle.
It is science cotton candy.
Don't eat it, Chuck.
You can buy that on Amazon, by the way. It's like $20-$30.
Whoa.
That is aerogel.
Look at that.
That's. Oh my God. I can feel that it's.
You can pick it up. I trust you. It's like a ghost.
Look at that.
It
Wow.
might be the lowest density solid stuff ever, and it's used for NASA. And the aerogel has many applications. One of the ones that we care most about is you put that on a spacecraft, on a space probe, and as it flies through a comet's tail, particles of the comet enter the gel, and it slowly stops it so that it's intact by the time you bring it back and then analyze it. It also has highly insulating properties. It's like one of the most insulating things ever known. And the way they make it, they have some polymer chain that they spin up, and it's this solid thing, but then they evaporate all the liquid. And what's left are the molecules that flesh out the volume that the liquid once occupied. What is the Andromeda paradox?
Well, the Andromeda paradox is the fact that if you and I are
I wonder with that aerogel. I wonder why they don't use it in I don't know, like a firewall for cars or something. Maybe it's too expensive. It is like $20 for like a little piece.
looking at Andromeda, 2.5 million light years away, then what happens is, suppose you're sitting in your chair and I'm running by. And at the second I run by you, we both look up at Andromeda. Because I'm moving and you're stationary, we're going to see events that are days apart, even though we're in the same location looking at the same time.
How can that
and
be?
you think that relativity, and you think that the
Don't just
light
say
arriving-
relativity and keep talking.
How
I know,
far?
right?
Wait, in this
This guy-
scenario, how
come on,
far
man.
away from me are you when you're
Don't be
running
an asshole.
by?
You're in the same
me?
place.
We're in the same place essentially.
So
I've
you're
never-
like literally
I've
running
never
here.
heard of this paradox.
And you
Yeah,
look
right.
up,
It's a little known paradox.
and the
right?
thing
Yeah.
that you see and I see are days apart
days apart.
because of our physical perspective. On
Well,
that.
here's what you would think. You would think the light is arriving right now. We should all be receiving this light, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, that's what I was
Motion
thinking.
changes the perception of time. So how do you define what now is? So we
Even
don't
though you're in the
understand
same
time.
place.
Even though you're in the same place. Yeah.
While we're sitting here, I'm here. You're running by.
Yeah.
We look up at Andromeda at the same time,
Yep,
and we're
from the
seeing
same
something
location. From the same
days
location.
from the
Yeah.
same location.
Yep.
Essentially, we're seeing things days apart,
Days apart.
and
Yeah.
that leads to the idea of what is now, and your now and my now are two different
There's no
nows.
now.
There is no now.
No, there is
is
now. There's always now.
There's an
There has
illusion
to
of
be.
now because we're so close together and we're so small. The speed of light makes it feel like we have a now, right? But now doesn't really exist on larger scales. There's no such thing.
It's 1900. There's the fear of the great manure catastrophe in Manhattan.
Hold on. I gotta speak on that for a second though. So now doesn't feel like now when you see things you see more stuff if you're moving faster. Dude, that applies to business, man. That's why people that create something like a startup, the faster you move, the faster you get results. That's why all these people that are ultra wealthy, they move fast. That's a hack.
Manhattan, which is not a large place, and you access it by bridges and tunnels. It's an island. There were horses, and horses do what they do. You feed them, they poop. The poop goes in the street. The horse, you don't take it to the horse bathroom. It's in the street. And the people's whole job was to clean up the manure. Now what do you do with it? You bring it to another place, and it makes a pile. Then somebody else comes in with multiple horse-drawn carriages to haul the manure out of the island, okay? But those horses that are hauling the manure, they are pooping. Okay, so if you run the arithmetic on this, people imagine the manure catastrophe. And it attracted flies. There were no indoor supermarkets back then, at least in the inner cities. Most of food was sold by street carts. Your fish, your fruit, all of this was street carts. So the flies were everywhere. And so there was a lot of visioneering discussion about
Dude, that tie he's wearing, that Vincent Van Gogh tie, it's artistic, but bro, I don't like that.
what to do about the horse poop or the flies. So they said, let's put something in the feed so that when it comes out as poop, the flies will not be attracted to it. Because that was one of the health issues. How do you get rid of the flies if you're not going to get rid of the poop? Then another one was, what can we feed the horse to reduce the amount of poop that comes out the other side? The actual solution was the car. If I had hair on
That's how we build with innovation, man. You want to get rid of the horse poop? Build a car.
my neck, it would be standing on edge as I see the depth to which he was connected to the operations of nature. There is no doubt about it. The man discovered the laws of gravity by sitting there. Okay, it's rumored that he sat under the apple tree, but what is certain is that he knew in the same field of view he saw an apple drop
Sir Isaac Newton.
and the moon in orbit around the earth. Okay, he sees the two of them. One is falling to the ground and the other is like up there in space. He connects the two and suggests that the same force of gravity is operating on both of them. They're both falling towards Earth. He hypothesizes, well, how's that possible? Because I can drop this camera on the ground, it would fall. Okay? But if it's in orbit, it's not falling. But it is falling. It is.
It is.
If you're in orbit, you are falling towards
Yep,
Earth. He
that's how gravity
suggested,
works.
suppose
It's
you
always
had a
pulling you.
hill and you sort of fire a cannonball. Not very fast. It would just sort of kind of fall, right? Fire it a little faster. It goes farther before it hits the ground, doesn't it? Even faster, it'll go even farther. Now, wait a minute, Earth is curved. So if you keep this up, this thing is coming around the backside of the Earth. So he asked himself, there must be a speed sufficiently high so that that cannonball comes right back to the cannon. And all you have to do at that point is duck. And the cannonball ought to just slide on by and stay in orbit. The fact is the cannonball is falling every moment it's there. The difference is it's going sideways so fast that the amount that it has fallen is the same amount that the Earth's surface has curved away from it. That is the speed that gets you orbit. He figures this out. And that's why the moon is behaving the same way the apple is. The apple just doesn't happen to have sideways motion to bring it someplace other than right below.
See, dude, like with space, that's insane. Like everything's falling together, or it's pulling stuff, but it's not because of the speed it's going. And then at the same time, all these maps we have of like the solar system, they're all flat, but in reality, they're all moving like this. Because everything's moving, like everything's following the sun, like this is the sun, and it's just following the sun, right? But for Sir Isaac Newton to discover that, just as like a regular guy before that was ever imagined, incredible, dude. That's why he's a genius. All right, we'll have another part of this. That's enough for now.